Love and peace and happiness. The shadow self is the parts of ourselves that have been pushed down to the unconscious, the parts that we're insecure about, ashamed of, or frustrated with, and therefore repress. The concept of the shadow self is based on the notion that we figuratively bear those pieces of personality that we fear would not be welcomed, accepted, or loved by others. Therefore, we keep them in the shadows. In short, our shadow selves are the versions of ourselves that we do not show society. So, what is shadow work? This is the practice of loving what is and setting the shame and judgments free so that we can be our true selves. As Victor Hugo famously said, the greatest happiness of life is the conviction that we are loved, loved ourselves, or rather, loved in spite of ourselves. Beautiful night, beautiful light, and welcome back to Love, Peace, and Happiness Tarot. Coming to you live once again from Las Vegas. I go by Mel, aka Melinda NailFanatic, and I'm back to deliver the latest timeless collective message from the Tarot in the Shadows series. So if you're here, it's by divine design. If it resonates, pick it up and run with it. Where it doesn't, leave it where you found it. Either way, make your choices and decisions responsibly today, because you'll always have the consequences and repercussions to pay. You have questions, I have answers. You could find those facts below the video, in the description box, and on the website. The following message has been co-signed by the divine and sponsored by Spirit. And after these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah. So our first card out from the Wild Unknown archetype cards is the Vision. It's card number 40. So number 40, significant. And I see the cave back in there. So it's like after having gone into a meditation, the vision is received after some sort of, this is like being with yourself. It's like when you be with yourself, when you sit with yourself, and it's giving as above so below energy. It's like connecting to the highest self. And then these two owls on both sides, it's like wisdom comes as you connect to the self, you receive the wisdom. So let's see what the book has to say about this card. Is a dominant energy for our Tarot in the Shadows message tonight. All right. The Vision. It's not 40, it's 55. Excuse me. Card number 55. Number 55. Number 40, whatever I said, is still relevant for somebody watching. The dream, the imagined, the revealed. It said that we are each born with a unique vision. Pause on the book because I just got a whole nother message. They say, yeah, it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay. Are you able to admit to the mistake? Is what I heard. Because in the willingness to admit that you were mistaken about something, okay, that's a big deal. And that allows for you to adjust your path, not to say that you were on the wrong path, but the mistake is where something wasn't clear, you were unclear in the way you received or understood something. And so once you figure that out, it's like taking the weeds off the path. It's like removing the obstructions from the path. It's like letting the fog dissipate and go away. Back to the book, play on the book. It is said that we are each born with a unique vision, a destiny towards which we are aimed. It is also said that we forget this vision the moment we are born. Thus, we are sent on a lifelong journey of rediscovery. Such is the elusive nature of the vision. It slips away, yet it guides. It appears in strange dreams and surreal images, seemingly unattainable and preposterous. When we are connected to the vision, we carried an inspired, enchanted aliveness that others recognize. We trust the world and its synchronicities. We walk through new doors into wondrous opportunities. We all want to be near those with vision. They emit energy more potent than any elixir. When we lose connection to the vision, life becomes dull and exhausting, lacking meaning. Bring back the mystery, bring back the dreams. When it's light, this archetype is potent imagination, synchronicity, and trust. When it's dark, this archetype represents being disconnected from art and dreams, listless and aimless. Um, there was something strong that hit my energy when it was talking about dreams. So did you this there's a vision. I've had a dream. Okay. There's a vision, a dream, synchronicities happening. But again, this is about the connection between you and your higher self. Ultimately, that's the larger meaning of it. Okay. This is something that could be, I heard bigger than you. It is something that is bigger than what you think you are. Thank you. They wanted to clarify that. It's not that it's bigger than you, it's perfectly you. It's just bigger than what you think you are. So that could trigger worries and fears and stuff like that. Okay. So let's get some more information. What does this vision have to do with? Using the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck. What is this vision about? What can you show us about this vision, please? Okay, perfect. One card that I wanted. So about this vision, we have synchronicity. And we just said, and the book even read about synchronicities happening. So the vision has to do with synchronicity, with things lining up. Overall, people ask me all the time, well, what does it mean when you see this and this happens and that happens? Well, ultimately, when you're having these synchronicities, it's a form of alignment. So it's a confirmation from the universe that in a certain way you're aligned, okay? At the very least. Let's read the book for this. Card number 63. 63. Okay, bring back the memories. Okay, 63. Who was born in 63? Somebody was. Put something in the comments. All right. Unus mundus, synchronicity. Source, destiny, the miraculous message. The Unus mundus is the presiding deity of alchemy. It arrives to remind us that we are not alone in our queries or our journey. What are we here to do? What pulls us forward? Unanswerable questions are timeless fuel for the flames of transformation. Mystics before us have uttered the same questions while tinkering in their laboratory. Do not underestimate the brave act of your attention to the details of your daily life, to the ecology of our world. What you notice matters. You matter. When this card arrives, sacred messages abound. Everything is a living symbol, a synchronicity. Its guidance is sent directly from the alchemists who have come before you to encourage you along the way. See the deeper meaning of what is in front of you. In this very moment, the new eye opens. Okay, let's see what this side says. When Unus Mundus appears, something you cannot yet see is taking shape. Excuse me. It will soon emerge to support you. Trust, breathe. The miracle awaits. Synchronicity is the way the world of mysteries claims our attention. Something is sure to stick out to you today. A word, an image, lyrics, a memory. Take note. Pay attention to the words of music. Okay. Yeah, music showing up in your life is like a certain song is playing. You weren't you weren't expecting, but it's either something you were just talking about, it's telling you about where you're at, it's a question you had. Answers are being revealed to you. Thank you. While I was reading the book, one of the messages that I was hearing was that, yeah, this is like one, yeah, one of my things that I say is yes, I read cards, but more importantly than that, I read my life. And that's a skill that you want to develop. Pay attention to the signs in your life. When certain things are happening around you, they are messages from the universe. Your life is constantly talking to you. So I saw utilizing the spirit animal oracle cards to pull a both sides of the table spread, and then we're gonna move forward after that. But let's see, what do we have from the animal spirit oracle cards? Show me one side of the table. Who is on one side of the table? We have the hare, card number 13. Be quick to adapt to situations. Have you ever seen a rabbit jumping around from here? They kind of dart all over the place. Like they can switch direction really quick. Hares and rabbits. So when I first got this deck, this card came out and it just made me look it up. It's like, what's the difference between a rabbit and a hare? So a hare is more wild and it's a little bit larger, right? But they're very, very similar. And it was talking about how they're fertile, very freaking fertile, but they have the ability to shift directions really freaking quickly. And it is card number 13. So 13 is a card of transformation. So this tells me on one side of the table, we have an individual who has decided to shift directions, maybe very quickly. I heard possibly shocking the people involved in their human everyday experience. Like nobody expected somebody to do this. And I feel like this somebody is you. But let's see the energy on the other side of the table, please. What's the energy on the other side of the table? Thank you. And we have the hawk, card number 18. Gain perspective and observe from above. Why? Why you throw yourself on the floor, little hawk? Come back over here. Okay. Interesting. So when I saw this hawk, immediately the hawk showed itself to me as a predator. The hawk showed itself to me as a predator of this hare. And then I just see the hare doing its back and forth and darting thing. Okay, the hawk is card number 18, which is the moon in the tarot, which is telling me like, because the hawk is very predatory, right? So we have somebody here who's very fertile, has the ability to adjust on the drop of a dime, adjust their course, uh, escape. Because that's what I'm seeing is, but let's keep pulling cards. That's what I'm seeing happening. I see on both sides of the table where the one is, I feel like there's somebody here who is, I mean, it's a predatory, they just keep saying it's a predatory creature. There's a predatory creature. And then we have this rabbit, this hare, and it's able to maneuver, great maneuverability. So the fact that the hawk can fly is showing me like somebody, whoever's this predatory creature, I'm seeing they have a lot of assets. They have a whole lot of assets. So they feel like they could just fly, you know, they want to buy a first class ticket somewhere, no problem, right? So they feel like because they have access to money, to funds, that makes them sort of invincible, you know what I'm saying? They're just showing me all the movies and all the shows with all the evil doers who just use all their money, their wealth, their power, and their connections to ensnare people, to trap people, to disrespect and demean people, is the way that it's actually being shown to me. And so there's something here about that as well. Yeah, but as this hawk tries to come in, I just see this hare is able to shift directions. It's like the hare can see it coming off in the distance. And the other thing that I'm seeing is like both of these creatures, as I'm looking at them on the table, they're headed towards each other. So there's a clashing. Their energies being drawn together. These energies are being drawn together. But this hare is getting some message. Yeah. The message, it's like you are showing up in an energy where like as you read your signs and synchronicities of the world, you can tell something's about to come and land, and it could be an attack of some sort. Like you can sense it. It's like you could feel there's attack. Why? Because you're on the path. Oh, of course, because you're on the path of your vision. when you're doing something that feels important, it's easy to be uh, concerned about who could attack that, right? About vulnerable spaces, vulnerable places. Okay. All right. So let's see some more in this. Let's see some more in this energy. I have the wild unknown to row out to pull more information for us in this experience. Yeah, as you're on the path of fulfilling a vision, synchronicities show up, and there's some sort of synchronicity that's showing up saying, hey, you see that up there? It's like something catches the hare, can see that his hawk is about to swoop, about to dive, try to grab it so it could take his life, type of thing, right? And it's like the hare has the strategy, it can move, it has the ability, it has the physical ability to shift directions, and it moves quickly. If you've ever seen, I don't know if you've ever seen it, man, but rabbits take off. They're fast little suckers. Let me just tell you that, right? And the hawk is flying, but the hare stays low to the ground, right? It's amazing how quickly they can move around and jump from here to there, and they just so quick on their little tiny feet. All right, show me the energy in this tarot in the shadows message, please, and thank you. Show me the hare's energy, please. Show me the hare, thank you. On the side of the hare, we have the Son of Pentacles. Okay, thank you. So the hare is showing up with consistency. Son of Pentacles is consistent. I'm hearing knowing the value of the vision and taking action steps as has been very important. So this is one who is consistently taking action steps. It's like you may not know how it's all done, but you know the next logical step. So you take the next logical step. Show me the energy of the hawk. Show me the energy of the hawk, please. The energy of the hawk. Eight of Pentacles, karmic. Uh-huh. So that gives more information for sure. It's like as you're on the vision, as you're on this vision quest, as you're on the path of fulfilling a vision that you've been given, some sort of spiritual information came in and said, hey, this is what we're doing. And you're like, okay. And you've been working on it for some time. And then this, what is this predatory energy? It's something that you've seen before. This is not new. It's like the rabbit's like, the rabbit is like, I have seen so many hawks. They always try to catch me, but I be gone. The rabbit's like, I be juking and jiving like you know, they're showing me the football players, you know, how they be running and they got this fancy footwork, man. The fancy footwork. Okay, the rabbit got the fancy footwork. I got that fancy footwork. Okay. Oh boy, let me see. What's the connecting energy in this? What's the connecting energy between the hawk and the hare, please and thank you? The letter H, significant. Double H, I heard 4H as well. Okay, what's the connecting energy between the hare and the hawk? What can you show us about the connecting energy between the hare and the hawk, please and thank you? And we have the magician. The magician. Interesting. So they're giving you a question in this, and they're saying, where is it that you believe? Where is it you created the predator for your situation because you feel like you can't get nowhere or make no progress unless somebody come attack you? Wow. Yeah, they're kind of throwing the ball of responsibility back in your court with that. Yeah, so there's something here about if you're indecisive, I heard that alone is going to introduce some predatory energy from your own mind. But this is talking about overall the magician is a card of mastery. And it's like this karmic cycle can see your mastery because the magician is facing that way, which is giving me the energy of like you, like I said, this hare could see the hawk coming from a mile away. Like the hare got keen eyesight. It eats lots of carrots. My mother always, since I was a kid, she would tell me, eat your carrots, it's good for your eyesight. So that's where that come from. And you know what, hares, rabbits, they eat all kinds of veggies, they don't just eat carrots. So I mean, there's that. But the point is the point. The hare is always depicted as, oh, wanting a freaking carrot. Like, why is that all they ever show? Because I'll tell you what, they love lettuce, they love cabbage, they love all the veggies. I know, I had a bunch of little bunnies at home. Fact of the matter is, though, this one got real keen eyesight and can see from far away. And that's what exactly what illuminates the hare to the hawk. The hawk zeroes in on that hare because it's got an energy. Yeah, it's got an energy that it's been producing consistently, and now you lit up on the grid like, I know what. And so what is this? Okay, what is it? It looks like situations and circumstances or types of people that you have dealt with before. Show me, what does the tribe really need to know in this? What does the tribe really need to know in this experience? Okay, and we have the Lovers. You have a decision. And we have these geese, they're flying together. You know something about geese? I heard this a while back and it was really interesting to me. So geese like to fly in flocks, right? And they fly in formation. And did you know, if one of them geese ain't ready to go, if it's exhausted or something like that, the group will wait until it's ready. It's like they don't leave no man behind type of mentality is how geese fly, right? And when they're flying in their V formation, they'll actually take turns taking the lead. When the one needs a bit of a break, the one that's been in the lead, it'll just kind of fall back, and the next one will come up and can take the lead. You have the choice in this. The Lovers deals with choice. And so for a lot of us in the tribe, this is going to show up in choices of who you want to invite into your intimate space. Boyfriend, girlfriend, lovers, uh friends with benefits, any of that stuff. It doesn't have to be just that, but that's the strongest message I'm getting right now. So there's somebody that just lets me know, baby, you've been consistent, you've been juking and driving. All these folks want your attention, they want your time, they want your nanas, they want your no-nos. You've been juking and driving, you've been why I just heard that song. They said, ha, staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. Oh, yeah. And walk. Okay, they say and walk. And so that's the energy. Like, people keep trying to come at you with their karmic energy, predatory energy. I heard out to get some of what you got. Okay, but you have the choice. Remember that you have the choice. You don't have to accept it. You can reject it. Hello. Love and peace and happiness. But ultimately the choice is up to you. And why, you could be wondering, why do these folks keep trying to get at me? Where's all these people come from? Because some of you, these are ones that you've already parted ways with and stuff like that. They're coming in because of the fact that your energy is lit up, because of the consistency with this energy of the Son of Pentacles. There's consistency, there is making the goal complete, taking the next logical step. There's so much in the energy of that Son of Pentacles that is like guaranteed success. Okay, there's so much in that Son of Pentacles that's like trustworthy, committed, determined, ambitious. And this energy is obvious to people who are karmic, who are out to get what you got, who are out to see how they can benefit from a connection. See, you know what I'm saying? See what you got for them and stuff like that. Some of it is just people who have had, I heard, interested in third party situations, manipulative, all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So let's get the guidance for you. Guidance for a tribe is the 10 of Pentacles. You have everything. Remember that if you're going to bring anybody into your everything, to just at least get them vetted first, like vet them first. Make sure that they're all the way in, make sure they are who they say they are. I heard you might need to do a background check. I literally heard you might need to do a background check. Well, here's part of the reason why you're lit up like you are, because you have that higher flight energy below you, which means that the universe is been working to bring you your divine partnership, that your divine counterpart is being attracted to. You are attracting your divine counterpart. Okay. And in order for this to happen, you have to overcome. For somebody, the divine counterpart here that I see is Taurus and Cancer with this Chariot card here. So there's a hint. Give me one more. And the Fool. They said that's it. That's all they're gonna show us. Okay. So Taurus and Cancer could be a divine partnership coupling that's coming up. And that's earth and water. And that's funny because I used to have a friend who used to say to me, you treat them like dirt and they stick to you like mud. And what does earth and water make? It makes mud. Did you know that the old Indios, the old Native Americans, they would make their homes with what they call adobe, and literally adobe is like mud on straw. So it's like really some serious stuff can be made here, solid stuff. They're just encouraging us and reminding us to make the choice wisely. You should be discriminate. um if you know you're holding space or attracting a divine counterpart, and you know you have spiritual authority, you get to decide. You don't have to accept anything that's coming your way. You get to make a choice, you get to make a decision in this. Nobody's gonna fault you. As a matter of fact, it's part of the process. Every time you say no, it is part of the process, because it's like letting the universe know how to tweak the recipe for you. And so uh, some of you are going to take this opportunity here that's coming in, and you're going to work with somebody and you're going to make some magic, right? Because there's so much synchronicity in it, you can't deny it, right? And it will get to a point where is going to, if depending on this person's response to it, they're going to, it's going to turn into everything, or you will complete a karmic contract, and that's fine too. Now I also see another message in here for someone, like you had a vision of what your life would look like. You had a vision of what your business would look like, of what your career would look like. They want to talk about business and career. And what I see is you've been putting in the work, baby. You have been putting in the work, and life has been lifing along the way. They said, don't worry, you have opportunities coming in. You're going to recognize the opportunities that are for you because of the signs and synchronicities that come with it, because you're learning how to read your world. Now you know that when the freaking song comes on, and again, I'm hearing this freak is staying alive song. So anywhere where your career or your business has been barely staying alive, trust and believe that's about to level up to being like overflow, because that 10 of Pentacles is overflow energy. So I see you being consistent, putting in work, juking and jiving all the stuff that's not for you, and staying very busy, okay, and productive. I see that with the hair energy and with this hawk energy. I just see like you're attracting people that want what you got, right? But so it's different. I mean, it could be different, right? In business, you got a whole storeroom or shelves or ideas at the wazoo of designs to do on nails. There's a whole bunch of them coming in. For somebody, it's eight new clients, eight new contracts, eight new something specifically. But synchronicities are coming in. Pay attention to the small talk with your clients, your customers, your patrons. And I also, anywhere where you're in partnership in business with somebody, these two geese in the Lovers card is like, remember to keep the energy flowing well between you and your bit. If you're in business, if you're working in a team with somebody, you really have to be on each other's team. Like you can't be working against one another. They're showing me like anywhere where you're both working together. I see in some areas one is a little bit more submissive to the other. They're showing me now the hair in the Son of Pentacles looks like two business partners. So one of you may be better in one area, the other might be better in another area. One could be older, one could be younger, one could be more experienced or more financially invested or whatever it is. But you're working together. And because your thoughts are beneficial towards one another, that's conducive. They're saying that's conducive. That produces magic. And it keeps the business thriving. It keeps the thriving happening. Okay, let's get some more details out of this. I got all my Rider Waits. I've been enjoying working with them lately, all these different Rider Waite version decks of cards that I have. So let's see. In the past energy, the truth, the Ace of Swords, the truth, a campaign. I also heard a marketing campaign. This could be a social media production where you're telling about your product, telling about your service. Um, Anywhere where this is about you, you finally in the past have realized like what you wanted. You have your truth now. You got your truth with you now. Yeah. What's at the bottom of the deck? The Two of Swords. Okay, where you couldn't see the truth became real clear. So this is like I said, in dating, this is like you have been through enough different opportunities in dating that you have a very clear picture of what your partner energy, characteristics, behaviors, mannerisms looks like right now. Even if you don't know what their face looks like, even if you don't know what their name looks like, you know what that looks like. Okay. Some of you, you actually have gotten involved with somebody, and this person is going through some wow. Okay. So you did get involved with somebody. Not only did you get involved, but y'all either moved in together, you are in engaged, your fiancés now, or you literally got married. And you have concerns wanting to know about why their energy seems weird. You're having some messages and stuff like that, and it has to do with the fact like this person has some fears that are coming up. It's like they took the leap of faith and now they're like Spider-Man syndrome, up in the corner paying attention, scared, observing what is happening, like freaking out in some sort of way. Okay, they said everything's gonna be all right. So let me see more. So you have the truth. What you want is innocence. You want this to be proven innocent. Anywhere where you have doubts about somebody's loyalty and integrity, you want things to be proven innocent. You started your business, you started your career, something true came known to you. You want opportunity. You want to add in some fun. You want it to be, you want I'm hearing you want satisfied clients. You want people to come and partake. You want them to come and have that glass, whatever you're serving, or come and get their plate filled. You know what I'm saying? Come and get their nails done. You want more, and you want it to be pure connections at the same time. Where it's in dating, you said you realize what your partners are like, and you just want somebody who shows up organically. I'm hearing organically. You want somebody to show up into your life organically, with innocence, with purity, with openness. I'm hearing openness about who they are, transparency. Thank you. Okay. What are you doing? This Seven of Cups. You're using your imagination. You're following the vision. You're like, okay, so the vision showed me this, that, and the other. So you've reduced it down to these 7 options, 7 qualities, 7 characteristics, 7 main ingredients, 7 main products, 7 main services, 7 main techniques. What is it? Okay, all of the above apply for different ones of you, I heard. Okay, you've reduced it down to these 7 ones. Okay, but then at that, it's still like there's still room for, I heard there's still wiggle room for the universe to work. There's still wiggle room for the universe to work. That's actually really pretty thought. All right. So let me see how you feeling in this. Nervous as heck. And your heart is a battle. There's the doubts. Okay. Anywhere where you have doubts about your success in this, that's gonna present some challenges. And anywhere where you feel like you could be under attack, that could totally attract the attack. You could feel like, dang, but there's a freak. Oh boy, let me tell you. On my corner, there's 2 commercial corners and 2 residential corners on this 4-way corner, right? Across the street is 2 beauty salons. Yeah, 2 beauty salons, and in them they offer nails too. Across the street in one of them, and then you go across the freeway. There's like 3 more nail shops. It's like, dang, there's so many. So in your heart, you could be saying, There's so many freaking options out here in business. There's so much competition. You could be feeling like there's so much competition. In romance, you're like, dang, there's so many different types of people showing up. Everybody just trying to get their, what is it, their chip in there. It's like everybody's trying to, they all want to fill up your dance card, okay? Anywhere where you're social media dating, online dating, you're like, look at all these people, and none of them is my type. I heard it, none of them is my type, okay? It's like somebody also is realizing like that hyper agitated state that happens in your heart when you attract a person into your life is an indicator of a lot of karmic energy. Somebody finally got that message where it is. So when your energy is like so just all hyped up. Oh my God, I'm so excited. When am I gonna see them again? Oh, I just love being around you. I don't want you to leave. Please don't ever leave me. Oh my God, I just stay here. I'm gonna crawl in your skin. I just want to be with you 24/7. That energy that's super hyped like that. Some there yeah, there's a higher level of awareness about that now. A higher perception to it, and it is indicative of karmic energies, karmic cycles coming up in a connection. It doesn't mean you should run for it. As a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons it attracts you, and it makes you really want to be with somebody and claim them and be around them all the time. Why? Because it is your own soul craving the healing in that repetitive cycle in your energy field. Okay, whoo, what you talking about? Oh no, I ain't doing all that. This don't feel right. I've learned my lesson. I'm moving on. So this ain't my first rodeo. Okay. I want something peaceful. I want peace. You're saying to yourself, I want peace. Okay. Anywhere where it's about business, you're just like, nah, I'm not even getting involved with the I don't need to down talk everybody. I don't need to do any of that. I'm just gonna stand in my business, mind my clients, mind my business, invest in my business, and see my thriving. And I know it's all gonna work out. The Six of Swords very much is a card of somehow it all works out. Things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Okay, and it's also the energy of, everything is always working out for me. Yeah, it's like life is getting easier. I'm thriving. So your conversation is like everything is getting better. People ask you how you doing. I'm thriving. How you doing today? Oh, I'm fantastic. Like whatever the thing is you feel out your mouth, you're gonna add some better on top of it. I heard add a whole nother cup of sugar on top of it. Love, of better, of gratitude before you speak anything out. That's one thing I heard. Okay. So let me see. What do you know in this? The lovers, you know you have the choice. And that was what you needed to know. So good. You know you have the choice. Okay. You know that you attract people for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. You know that. You say it all the time and you honor that. I heard, and you live by that. Okay. What you going to learn? The Five of Pentacles. You don't have to say yes to everything or everyone. So in romance, you're going to learn like some people just got too much karmic shit going on and you could feel it in your energy field. And when you feel that, you're going to be like, no, thank you. And then in business you're going to learn, oh yeah, this is the price. Well, it's because my cat died and my truck broke and I needed to pay this bill and I'm late on the rent. Do you think you could give me a discount? No. No, my product costs the same, my service costs the same. This is the price of the service. You don't go into Walmart and start asking for a bargaining table on their prices. So why would you come into my business establishment and ask me to bargain on my price? Yeah, no. Yeah, so yeah, okay. So do you want me to talk more about romance relationships tribe? Do you want me to talk more about the business relationships tribe? Okay, spirit, what do you want? Okay. They said, just keep going. And they're like, just keep going. You're going to talk about what you're supposed to talk about. Everything that happens, they're like, remember, everything that happens during a reading is happening on purpose. Just like everything that happens in life is happening on purpose. So even if you bounce back and forth from business and career to romance, that's fine. It's on purpose. They're getting the message that they were brought here to hear. Okay. So they're like, don't doubt yourself. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, because you have the sun, baby. You are empowered. You are a self-generating powerhouse. Yeah, you generate energy. You're an energetic powerhouse. Bottom of the deck, temperance. It is divine timing. Divine timing is in play. The time is now. You've been patient. Okay. The time is now. You're balanced. You've learned how to navigate what is the feelings and the divine part of you and bring it all together to make something beautiful. You've traveled a long road to get here. You're in tune with the divine mind. Like there's so much in you. You're empowered. You're enlightened. You're aware. You're self-aware. Okay, let me see more. And here's something else. You know that where you've been, like it was fantastic, but you know that you're here for more. Like I'm grateful for all I have. I love everything I have. I just know that there's more for me, and that's okay. I'm hearing, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Gratitude for what you have and awareness that there's more here for you is actually a very blessed state of awareness. They're saying the problem with a lot of folks is they don't know how to stay in the gratitude for what they have while knowing that there's more here for them. Rather than do that, what they end up doing, a lot of folks, is they get into um, a feeling of not having, a feeling of loss, a feeling of not enoughness, a feeling of lack. Thank you. A feeling of lack. And so, no, you're like, no, I love everything I have. Everything in life is great, but that doesn't mean that's all for me. I heard because you're on 10, the 10 can grow. But if you're not on 10, that 10 can expand. They're saying it's you got to be full to make it grow. They show me it's like a balloon. If the balloon is full, it can expand. If it's not full, it can't expand. Right? All right. So let's see some more. Wow. You are enjoying your independence. So anywhere where you are, anywhere where you're single and independent, baby, you are living your best life. Yeah. And keeping your options open. And that's okay. Anywhere where you're in business, you're enjoying the feeling of having a business, your career, the success that you got you here. Okay, you're giving, there's a lot in this Nine of Pentacles right now about recognition of your successes and accomplishments right now. This is such a big deal. They're saying this is such a big deal. And then the Nine of Pentacles has all this yellow in it that matches the yellow of that sun. You're like looking around at your life and seeing all the signs and synchronicities that are confirming for you how empowered you are, how in alignment with your universe you are, how in alignment with your true self you are. Love and peace and happiness. All right, show me some more. You know that it's been a solitary journey. You know that you could feel people trying to get at your energy field. You could feel like every time you step out your house, folks just trying to get your attention, get into your space, get into your face, and all that stuff. And you're just like, I'm not interested in that. You could feel the eyes burning. You could tell people, you get the sense that people's just staring at your social media. You get the sense, you catch people, inquiring about your business, inquiring about your relationship status, just looking a little bit too long. And that lets you know. But you also know that you could trust your soul. And, because some people they just want you to diminish your value, I'm hearing. And you know when your soul doesn't want you to do that, doesn't want you to get involved in something. Your value is high, it should be maintained high, and you are maintaining high value. Yeah, absolutely. What else? And so, yeah, there the energy is where it's like I stand my ground. I'll stand my ground until there's a reason to let my guard down, I heard. I'll stand my ground until there's a reason to let my guard down. Okay. So it's like, how do we say this? Because I'm hearing trust is earned and given. Okay. Thank you. So trust is not only earned, but it's also given. However, it's given in quantities, in measurements that make sense. It's given in warranted measurements. So in other words, you trust anybody you meet so far to a certain point, you know. You let your guard down to a certain point only with just anybody, but not just anybody gets the full guard down. Not just anybody gets all the trust. You know what I'm saying? I heard nobody really does. At some point, you realize that nobody really does until they do. Okay, interesting. What else? You know that you are, yeah, like I said, you know you're attracting a divine partnership. You know you're in emperor status or you're attracting an emperor, which is a divine masculine. You know that you are standing in your authority and your personal power. You know you're making choices that are wise. Even if they can't see how it's beneficial for them, you'll make choices that are wise for all parties involved because you have the wisdom to do so. Because remember, you have that Hierophant energy below the deck over there, which gives you the spiritual authority. You know that the divine, you're protected. You know you're protected. And one of your protections is that your energy will be triggered. It gets like red flags, it gets notices, it gets alarms going off when it's like not healthy for your spirit. Yeah. And what you're going to learn is leaving people out and saying no to them is often an act of self-love for you. And it doesn't mean that you're going to be alone forever. It means that you're saving space for the one that's supposed to be there. Like, thank you. They just showed me a puzzle. And they said, if you had spent the whole time doing this puzzle trying to force pieces that don't belong to this puzzle into that space, you're going to mess up the puzzle so bad trying to force what don't belong there to fit in there that when you get the right piece that actually goes to this puzzle and goes in that space, the place in the puzzle is going to be all distorted and disfigured and it still won't fit right. And that's actually the piece that goes there. In other words, if you put yourself through the ringer with all these random ass people and bending over backwards for people that don't see your value in business and want to decide what the price they're going to pay for your service that has its price, stuff like that, bend yourself, you're going to be all bent out. So now the right lover comes along, but you so burned and scorned and you know you're in the healing phase from some more karmic shit instead of have your energy ready to go when the right one shows up because you let the wrong one in the door. They're showing me it's like your house. You don't let just anybody come in and destroy your house because when the right company shows up that you've been waiting for, your house is not prepared, right? Yeah, they're saying it's like in business. If you know you didn't nickel and dime with all your cousins, your family members, and whoever the hell else wants to make their personal finances your issue in business and undercut your pricing where that's not what you wanted to do, then you don't have product, you don't have supplies, you know what I'm saying? You don't have goods to deliver to the ones who are there. You're gonna be out of wine. How you gonna fill their wine glasses with wine at your restaurant if you done gave it all away because they're your cousin, they need a hookup? What's up with the family and friends discount? Boy, you better go somewhere else with that. Okay, bottom of the deck was the temperance on that. Let's get the next of these rider weights ready. I got two more of them. Oh no, maybe not. Because I just heard a card fly and I don't know if I'm gonna find it right now. So this will be our last deck then. That card was to hold on. What if that card was to this deck? Let me just, y'all just gotta have to bear with me. Okay. Oh, I see them. I see them. I see them. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Convenient. I found it. I found it. I found it. It went on the shelf and it was to this deck. So I'm glad I didn't try. Let me just make sure that I got them all. Hold on, cause they under the desk and I don't want to read with the partial deck for you. I want to make sure I got all the cards that flew. Yes, I do. I don't see no more in the floor. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so we do have 2 more Rider-Waite decks coming out for you. Love and peace and happiness. Okay, and so there's a message even in that. Well, I just say, I basically just said you want to be reading with the full deck, right? You don't want your energy to be all fractalized with a bunch of karmic people that you done entangled with when your divine masculine shows up or when your divine counterpart shows up. You don't want to have all your acrylic gone because you did everybody in the neighborhood nails for free when you could have got full price off of these clients and you ain't got no product left to do their nails because you just did all these people who don't even want to pay you for your work. All your cousins came over. Hey, cuz, how about you hook me up with some free nails? Yeah, no. There's a price. This is my time. This is my job. You could keep that cuz shit at the family dinner. I'm just saying. Like, let me see. So there's that energy here. Because look, what good would it be reading? It was 2 cards that fell. You know, how accurate can the reading be if I'm missing 2 of the whole set? Need the whole set to do it accurately, right? You need all your tools. You need all your energy complete. Why play with your energy when you know what you're saving it for? And I'm hearing saving all my love for you. I'm saving all my love for you. Okay, Whitney. Saving all my love. Yeah, I ain't doing all that high note right now. Okay, I'm just saying, y'all got jokes. You want me to hit the high note right now? You tripping. Yeah, I heard that. And then I also got saving the best for last. Vanessa Williams. Okay. What else can you show me in this energy for the tribe, please? And thank you. So that's a good message. Like, you want to have a full energy, full product line, full service menu available. You want all the pieces of the meal available when they come to your restaurant. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a whole person when your divine counterpart shows up. You don't want to be fractioned off and you done gave yourself all the way to all these folks. Yeah, because it is time to level up. I also see in this card, like, separate from the world, like not being part of the world. Like, I'm not involved in all that over there. I don't even want to mix up with them right now. Like, I'm gonna keep myself over here. I'm not involved with what the world got going on right now. I'm just keeping to myself. There's a big energy of keeping to self in this card that's coming through. Not allowing yourself to get mixed up with what they got going on and what they're doing and how they're living right now. Like, this is about you doing you the way you need to do you, taking care of your energy. Okay, so you maintain yourself separate from the world because you're leveling up. I heard, yeah, because the world card is like a portal. It's like a portal that you're going through. What's at the bottom of the 2 of wands? Yeah, because look, and it's right here. You already know that you appreciate everything you got, but you want more. You know that there's more here for you, and that's the energy it's giving me. And it's also like, if you knew you would succeed, what's the next logical step you would take? Okay, if you knew that was meant for you to have success in this, what's the next logical step you would take? Again, if you knew that you have a divine counterpart coming in, would you really play around with these people that got jokes that's just out to get at your body or your money or your connections, or take advantage of the fact that you got a car? Can you give me a ride? Shut up. Or better yet, they just think they're gonna take your car. They don't even ask for a fucking ride. They expect you to just do everything. Expect you to just make sure they get where they need to be. I had a new, speaking of cars, and this is relevant. I had a new client, a tourist here in town, want to bring her granddaughter in. And her husband, she paid for her whole family to come on vacation. Paid the room, paid the meals, paid the travel, paid everything, right? So her husband rented her a rental car so she can maneuver around the city here in Vegas while she's touristing. she decides she gonna get her granddaughter nails done with me. And one of her family members and the boyfriend of the family member, who also got a free vacation out the deal, they were sitting shotgun. Not only did they not allow her to ride in the front when she asked to in her rental car, but when she wanted to use her rental car to get them to drop her off so the granddaughter could get nailed done, do you know they gave her a hard time? And they were like, well, just take him back home. She said, you know, y'all could get out of the car now. I was so proud of her because she said, no, I'm not going back home. I'm taking my granddaughter to get her nails done like I wanted. As a matter of fact, you guys can get out of the car because this is my rental car and y'all can figure out how you are getting back to the room. And she they were all grown adults. So I was really proud of her because, yeah, that's the energy right here. Like, this is my car. What you talking about? I got to figure out how I want to get where I want to be, and this is my car. It's literally in my name right now. You lucky you get to drive, and you muckahucka who is lucky you get to sit shotgun. Like I said, I wanted to sit in front anyway. How rude, how disrespectful. So why would you get yourself entangled with any of that type of junk when you know you got the real thing showing up? When you know you got a real one coming in, you already know, and you're right. And what you will find is it is valuable to say, no, this is my car. Y'all get out. You figure out how you going to get where you're going. I'm going where I said because this is my car. How you going to tell me no and this is my car? How you going to leave me out in the cold when this is my car? Right? Type of thing. And so, you know, I hear people go through stuff all the time. I meet enough people that I hear people that's going through stuff. And it was like, it was perfect that she had that experience on her way to me. And so here you are, you're in level up mode. It's a portal for one. The world card is giving me, it's a portal for one, not for every freaking body that want to join and hop along. And I do see intuitively, they're showing me like, yeah, your divine counterpart makes it through the portal on their own first. You and your divine counterpart will not come together. And now this looks like a portal, and now this looks like a portal, and even this looks like a portal, right? And this looks like a portal that's trapped. This looks like a trapped portal. Wow, that's so cool. And that's the portal. And they're showing me like you and your divine counterpart, you and your clients even make it through the portal and you meet on the other side, right? You and your thriving business make it through the portal. You and your thriving career make it through the portal and you meet on the other side. There's an alignment that's happening here. What else? The Nine of Pentacles coming out for you again. Yeah. Just like the Nine of Pentacles gave me an empowerment question for you. The message of this Nine of Pentacles, not that one, but this Nine of Pentacles is saying, and how does it get any better than this for my bliss? Hello? That's a very empowering question. I heard don't try to answer it. Allow the universe to respond to you the answer of that question. And how does it get any better than this for my bliss, right? And how and what they're showing me is using the question repetitively throughout different times of the day, just repetitively using the question, and how does it get any better than this for my bliss? Randomly and repetitively. And I see one of you. I don't know who you are. It's at least one of you, but I see one of you. Yeah, yeah. I'm hearing pink phone case. You got a pink phone case, and I see you putting it in your phone. There's a picture of a baby on the screensaver on your phone, but you're putting in your phone a alarm reminder. Oh, I'm going to remind myself to ask myself that question. And it's like set to go off once every so often. I don't know how often. I heard once an hour. Okay. And what else is possible in this for my bliss? When you ask a question like that, you open up for the universe to show you the answer through an experience of what else is possible in this for your bliss. I love it. Okay. Awesome. And they're saying, what a great reason to hold space, right? To hold space for what is aligned with you. What else? The death card. Anything that would challenge this vibe, this frequency, this empowerment energy that you're holding, you let it go. Like I said, when you can sense, you can see. I did not say the rabbit could see this hawk coming, flying its direction. This rabbit could see that it was in the scope of that hawk from way over there. So the rabbit starts planning. I heard first it kind of plays like it don't see nothing. But in the last moment when that hawk really dives, the rabbit done changed direction. It's gone a whole nother place. It was spying out where it was gonna go hide at long before, and the hawk was none the wiser. And wherever it went to, the hawk couldn't get to it. What was the hawk bringing? A snare, a trap, a snare, a trap. That's crazy because now they're just showing me like that hawk about to get caught in its own trap. They just show me, and why are they showing me these videos I had seen years ago on social media of the soldiers in the Middle East holding up these giant snakes? And when I say giant snakes, like they holding them by their legs. The legs is like this long. The body of the snake is like this big. It's a big ass snake like that. And the soldiers was holding them up. I could only imagine how humongous the webs of those snakes are, but that's what they're showing me. Like this hawk is trying to bring its karmic energy to you. It's repetitive pattern, okay, that keeps it ensnared and going around a circle. Instead, it's flying right into its own trap. It's as synchronicity, baby. It's like you could even see when people yeah, you could even see when people are trying to set up a trap because you see them end up in their own trap. That's what I heard. Yeah. So this is like let's say for example somebody talking about they want to get to know you, blah blah blah, whoopty whoop. No matter what they say or they're gonna do, no matter what they try to do, it never happens because the universe will get in the middle of it and they don't have the opportunity. Or you get a sign and now you know to say no. It's so simple, right? They're saying it's just like in business. My phone goes off so much throughout the day and night. This is why it's always on silent. And if your number's not saved, you're getting voicemail because the voicemail is going to explain the loopholes that you got to make it through, the portals you're going to have to pass through in order to sit at my table and have the presence, the pre, the have the pleasure of my presence. Thank you. Have the pleasure of my presence and my art, right? And if they're not willing to put that deposit, if they're not willing to do what I require, or if the spirit didn't directly say, just tell them to come on in, they're going to show up, they're going to pay you right. Oh, okay. You know, if spirit give me the message, I'll do that. But 99% of the time, I need that $35 up front. And then I will make sure that I'm there on time to unlock the door just for you, right? You have to have your standards. You have to have your qualities. You have to have the key. You got the key on what you allow into your life. You see, this death card is coming through and letting me know you have no problem with saying, oh, yeah, no, this reminds me, thank you. Perfect experience. They're like, yeah, it's just like the other day when I stood out front of my shop taking a smoke break. And it was a lady out there. She's like, oh, I didn't know if anybody was working tonight. Blah, blah, blah. I really want to get my nails done. I really need something done with my nails. And something was off with her energy. I don't know. I've never been good at visually telling when somebody's cracked out, but she totally could have been. She might not have been. I don't know. But then she went on to say, uh, well, I have this money order and I wanted to cash it, but I don't have no way to cash it. I said, well, when you get that figured out, it's a $35 deposit and I need this much money to do your nails. And I would love to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? But that was a lame attempt. But they're just showing it to me like that. Like people will show up in your life with some lame attempt talking about money they don't have access to. In a representation, I heard, yeah, they're like in a physical representation, really, that just shows that the frequency is off. Like you don't even need to pinpoint what it is. You can tell what it is, and you're like, no, yeah, no. You just remind them. You don't even. I heard you don't even have to say no. You just remind them, yeah, it's a $35 deposit. It's $150 to get your nails done, and you have to book an appointment, and that's enough. That will keep the riffraff away. So you have time and product for the people that actually appreciate your work, gonna come back and really want to pay. Yeah. Or, you can apply that to a relationship as well. I just see you protecting this beautiful, empowered, luxurious life that you created, as you should. Like it is okay and acceptable for you to protect your energy, right? So let's see some more. Seven of Swords. Yes. And this is why you say no, because you could just feel it. Something is off here. That's exactly what the Seven of Swords is. Something is off here. I could just tell something is off here. Something don't feel right. Something don't look right. This don't match my vibe. This don't match my tribe. Like, what is it? I don't need to know. I could just tell something is off here. And what I'm seeing is like, you're not somebody doesn't have access to you because their vibe is off. They could be deceiving, they could be lying, they could be trying to get at your wealth, they could be trying to take what is rightfully yours. They have zero access to you. Between the world card and the death card, access denied. The answer was no. Okay, let me see some more. Eight of Pentacles. Yep. This is again and this is in their position, and now this is in their position. Same card, different deck, right? Eight of Pentacles. That karmic cycle energy, repetitive cycle. Like, this person got a lot of work to do, baby. They got a lot of work to do. They need to go to work and get that $150 if they want to come get their nails done, and they need to make sure they got $35 to put a deposit. I'm just saying, like, they need to go ahead and go get some integrity, some loyalty, some self-awareness, some self-mastery in their bank before they come and try to get in a relationship with you. They need to go clean up all the stuff with their exes, their baby mamas, their baby daddies, their parents, their siblings, their cousins, their friends, their high school coaches, and whatever the heck else they've been carrying the drama around with from their bank before they come get with you. They got some work to do, baby. It's a repetitive cycle. And this is showing me an energy of somebody just going round and round the same pattern. And they haven't identified that they're on a hamster's wheel getting nowhere. But here's a cool thing that just came out. Oh, that's so cool. It just came out. And when did it come out? Was it at the table? Was I talking to somebody? Tell the DJ bring it back. But it came out that what's cool about being on the hamster's wheel. Let me just show you the awesome part about even where this person is at, because there's no position where you're at, no matter how karmic cycles stuck you are, that is disempowering. It is still empowering for them, because let me tell you what, energy is generated by them being on the hamster wheel. I was just showing this. This is new shit. I was just showing this. I don't know if it was yesterday. Oh, I was talking to one of my bartender buddies. Yeah, I was talking to my bartender buddy about the hamster wheel. And you be on this hamster wheel trying to get somewhere and nothing seems to be happening. But what you don't know is that hamster wheel that you've been running on is got some wires connected and it's generating energy. So the minute you get ready to put that energy to some where you're building energy. So even in this person's side, they're going through these cycles, right? They just don't realize that it's connected to the energy yet, and that there's a switch and they could change the shit as quickly as they want to. But that's okay. That's not your problem. You don't have to tell it to them. You don't have to show it to them. But in case some of you feel like you're the one on the hamster wheel and you're the one in the karmic cycles and you keep attracting these people and it just don't work out because your craziness, that's fine. You're welcome here too. But the fact of the matter is, that's fine, because sometimes the darkness need to get darker so you can see the bright, piercing light, right? And even if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, eventually, like, humans learn by repetition. This is why you tell your you be wishing you could record yourself and just press play every time your children do the same thing again, especially little babies, right? And so this is why life works out that way, because the more times you do it, the more opportunity you have to notice what you keep doing the same that's getting you the same results when you really want to do something different so you could get a different result. What else can you show me? The Two of Cups. Yeah, you know that there's an attraction there, and now you're knowing what that attraction means. You know that somebody is going to come in and match your vibe and be your tribe. Like, you know that you're in a place where you can identify the way your feelings are guiding you, and your feelings are getting a lot more clear on, is this love that I'm feeling? Is this the love that I've been hoping for? Is this love? Is it? Is it the love that you've been hoping for, that you've been searching for, that you've been thinking of? Is it? You can tell better now. And you can also identify where it's somebody who's in their own chaotic cycle and they just want to get some of what you got. That's normal. It's a normal thing, right? It's part of a cycle of life. Let me see some more what you know. Well, you know how, again, this is giving me, you know what that agitated feeling is. If it starts feeling all agitated inside when somebody come around, this is again reaffirming what we already said about, it's indicating for you the karmic cycles that exist. And we already showed you the two of wands at the bottom of the deck. This is about a choice you're making to not go for the same thing you did before, to not repeat your cycles. And I see that you've already like broken the habit of repeating the cycles so many times. But it's like as you have continued down this path and you keep noticing the way it happens. And I feel like once you recognize and accept that, oh, I just got to be around you all the time. I want to crawl into your skin. Ah, where are you at? Come back. I don't want you to leave. Stay with me forever. That kind of vibe is like once you understood that, it calmed down because you identified it differently. In your mind, when you felt that before, you thought that meant, oh, this is my person forever. But now you did that cycle enough times, you know that shit wasn't true, right? Otherwise, you'd have still been with the first one, or the second one, or the third one, or the fourth one. You catch a drift, right? You went through that so many times, you're like, hold on a second. Every time I felt like this before, it didn't last, it didn't work, it didn't stay together, and it was a bunch of stress, drama. Uh, I heard violence, abuse, disrespect, all kinds of stuff, right? So now you're starting to identify like what that feeling means, and you're not naming it the same thing no more. When you had that epiphany, you registered it in your brain. The brains, we call her a secretary, the secretary of your human brain had to realize that she had mislabeled a file in your brain's filing system. It said love on dissonance, vibrational dissonance is what it actually was. They want me to actually write it down, and I was about to write it on a piece of paper. They want me to put it on a card, but hold on, baby, I ain't got no more cards over here, so we just gonna have to make a note for now. Thank you. Vibrational dissonance. So yeah, it's actually was vibrational dissonance that you were feeling. You might not have labeled it that, but when I said it just now, it made perfect sense to you because you figured that out. Like, I had this so in love feeling so much, and then it's like it doesn't take long for you to realize like what the fuck was I thinking. And then you start questioning yourself and judging yourself. Fuck my pickers, I just need to be by myself. My picker is off. What was I thinking? How could I do this to myself? Blah blah blah, all this very heavy judgmental stuff. And they're saying, yeah, no, you don't need to do all that. That's like a bit excessive. We just needed you to realize, so now we can have the mental secretary fix the label on that file, so it lets you now, the file reads vibrational dissonance. And what happens now that you recognize it as vibrational dissonance, instead of thinking that it is love, it doesn't have the love file name on it no more. And so your mental and emotional responses is different to it. As a matter of fact, you don't have that feeling coming over you like that anymore. Yeah, it doesn't cause the inner chaos, the inner turmoil that was coming out over here with that Five of Wands. Yeah, you see, and look, that's perfect because this is the feeling right here. We have Five of Wands, the Hermit, and the Seven of Swords, which is saying like you had that feeling. It was so strong. And so you did the soul searching and discovered where the illusion was, where the lie was, where the deception was. What was it? It was a false label. You had vibrational dissonance labeled as love. Well, why? Why? Why was vibrational dissonance labeled as love? Because that's what you were taught since you were little. And this may not relate to all of you, but I know it's going to relate probably to almost all of you, like 95% of you. The first place you learned about domestic violence and abuse was at home when your parents whooped your ass. If you were anything like me, now I learned when I was 30. Everybody didn't have that experience at home. I was when I was 30 years old when I met the first person whose parents didn't whoop them. She never saw her father whoop on her mother. There was no gangbangers, dope dealers around. There was none of that stuff in her home. When there was a problem, the parents calmly discussed things with them. What do you know? That shit really happens. And so, yeah, I didn't know. I know now. But so things were mislabeled because of where you come from. So when you got whooped as a child, now on that whooping or domestic violence or physical abuse folder, it says love. What do you know? Ain't that some shit? That's crazy. That's the kind of energy. But we're not talking about domestic violence. I mean, that was a great example, though, a very clear example. Most of you learned to be abusers or abusees at home from your own parents. That's not what they wanted to teach you. They were trying to keep you in line. They just didn't know no better way to do it. We're doing it differently these days. Some of us are not. Some of us are continuing that pattern, right? But this is more talking about inside of yourself. Those highly agitated feelings are showing you vibrational dissonance. It does not mean love. It doesn't mean this is your forever person. You thought that it was attraction. Maybe the label didn't read love. Maybe the label said attraction. Ah, we have so much chemistry. Maybe the label said chemistry. Oh, that was a lie. No, it is vibrational dissonance, and now you are aware. Love and peace and happiness. Let's see what else we have. Ooh, look at this. What do we have? We have the choice again with the lovers coming out. Okay, so now we have the lovers here and we have the lovers here. I love the way these cards are doubling up on us. What's at the bottom? Ooh, the Page of Pentacles is in reverse. I heard they ain't grown enough. I heard you ain't tall enough to ride this ride, baby. You gonna have to grow up some more before you could. Somebody ain't done the work. You have the choice. The Page of Pentacles is in reverse. I'm not holding this deck. I didn't know there was this many reversals, and apparently there's a lot more than I thought, but that's fine. We read reversals and everything happens the way it's supposed to. So the lovers, you have the choice. You have the choice in this. You will always have choice. People say, I didn't have no choice. Stop lying to yourself. Yeah, with these problems. For somebody, that's a big realization. Someone's like, no, Melinda, I really didn't have a choice. Yes, you did. You always have a choice. You always have a choice. Maybe it's if you think you're stuck in a situation and you don't have no choice, now is the time to use this empowering question. Write it down, record it, whatever you got to do. What choices are available to me that I was unaware of? What other choices are available to me? You might even use it this way. What choice is available to me that I was unaware of, but that would fully delight me if I made it? Okay. So that could help you. Let's see what else. The 10 of Wands. Yeah. You want people that take accountability for their actions, is one of the things I'm getting from this. You want, in your experience, you would enjoy dealing with people who take accountability for their actions. You want the struggle to be over. You want people to be loyal and dedicated, like anywhere where you're dealing with clients, contracts, and business, career. You want dedication. You want a 10-year contract. You want people to rely on what you're providing. You want them to be loyal. You know what I'm saying? Consistent. But you, in relationships, you want people who are accountable for their actions, people who take responsibility for themselves and how they show up. Yeah. What else? The Hermit. You will always search your soul. I heard as high value as you are, you must, as high value as you are, you must always search your soul, and you do. Okay? You search your soul and you stop before you make a decision. This lovers, the 10 of Wands, and this hermit that's sitting here is showing me you stop and you search your soul to find out, does it look like this person is taking accountability? Can I see them taking accountability for their life? In their conversation about who they are and where they've been and what they've done, does it sound like they take accountability about their past? Are they blaming everybody in their past for why their past was the way it was? Did they learn from it? Did they grow from it? So you do like this whole like screening process, evaluation process. Okay. All right, let me see what else. The High Priestess. Intuitively, you trust your intuition. You trust when your spirit has shown you that there's something off. I don't know what it is, but there's just something off. You trust now in the awareness of what this vibrational dissonance is. In other words, the vibration and frequency is not the same, baby. We do not match. And that's what the way spirit showed it to me, the vibrational dissonance. Because for years ago, they showed me vibration as a spinning disc. They showed it to me like a record on an old record player, right? You remember the little records? They spin at a different speed than the big records, right? You can't play them at the other speed or you won't get the right sound out of them. So what they showed me is a person who is negatively oriented and pessimistic and down, lower vibrational. Their disc spins very slow. It spins very slow. And somebody who's very high vibrational, their disc spins very fast. Now, if you could picture in your mind's eye a very fast spinning disc trying to smash, and funny because that's what they call that intimacy. I'm gonna smash. A lot of people in the street say that, right? Trying to smash together with the higher vibrational frequency and a lower vibrational frequency. They're not spinning the same speed. So what's gonna happen? They're gonna make friction. Yeah, they're gonna make friction. And you know what? Friction, when it's sustained, turns into a fire. It turns into disintegration. Either that, if you keep pressuring it, or one is going to fly off the other. Usually the slow spinning one will fly off of the high spinning one. Right. So they showed me that. Then they showed me vibrational dissonance as when you're vibrating this high and they're vibrating that low, and you feel that chaos energy inside, like, oh my God, I just want to be in your skin. I just want to be around you all the freaking time. Yeah. What you're actually feeling is the difference of vibration between you and them. It's like you're feeling the energy that fills the space in between you both and the chaos that exists as you come together. That's what you're feeling. You're beginning to already feel the friction as you try to force these two together, right? And that's what they were showing me with the vibration. If it was meant for you to get it, you got it. Let me see some more. 7 of Cups. Yeah. Interesting. This person also has the right to choose as well. They do. They have the right to choose. But what do they keep choosing? Right above that, 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, they keep choosing 8 of Pentacles. And then they try to force things to stay together, right? Meanwhile, you're not. You're not. You've sailed on. And then I'm hearing that weird, is it Enya song? Sail away, sail away. I couldn't sing it for you. Show me some more. The 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. As they choose the karmic path, as they choose to repeat the old patterns, as they choose to repeat toxic negative behaviors, as they're lacking self-awareness, and then they're trying to show up in your life, that's just not working for you. Yeah. That's just not working for you. It's time for change to happen with them and with you. Anywhere where you've been allowing yourself to accept less than what you deserve. I heard essentially giving your soul away to ones who are not qualified to carry it. Are you ready to reclaim yourself? Put it in the comments. I reclaim my authority. I reclaim my soul, right? Because there's this energy here of giving it away. And then it's like you're not even giving it away to somebody who meets a quality, a standard. There's no qualifications there. Like they don't meet it. Why? Because they want you. So you could just, why don't you just come on in and get whatever you want because you want it. That's a good enough. No, it's not. Just because they want it is not a good enough reason. You got choice. They got choice too. But you already know, like, everybody does not get to be in this space of intimacy with you. You know that. You know, you protect this space, and you're saving this space for your divine counterpart. Yeah. You're saving this space for somebody who truly is here to be in best interest for all parties involved. That's what the emperor does. The emperor is not so greedy and so selfish that they're trying to just destroy everybody to get what they want. No, they make decisions that benefits the whole family. That protects everybody. That provides for everybody. And that's why we love an emperor. We love a real emperor. And it's not through trying to control everybody, but they got enough self-control that they're very wise in what they participate in. They're very wise in their actions, right? That's what you know, is you hold space for it. You also know that there's some people here that you love, but you'll never see them again, and that's okay. Yeah, because you figured out that they were just going to keep going around this karmic wheel, and that's fine. That's where they're at in life. That's not where you're at in life. And for you, you got to make some moves like that hair over there when the hawk come in, because they are zeroed in on you. They want you. They're coming in. They want you. That's it. That's all they're focused on. And you're like, hold on, I got to juke and jive. I gotta be staying alive, staying alive. Let me see some more. The Three of Cups. Listen, what you're gonna find out is you're gonna be happy. You're gonna be happy that you moved the way you did, that you accomplished what you did. You're gonna be happy that you didn't allow just anything or anyone to inhabit that space, to rent that space in your life, in your mind, in your heart, to occupy your life like that. And at the end of the day, it's an act of self-respect, right? Self-love. Sometimes it does require making a difficult choice. And in this case, I see you have made many difficult choices to get here, because they were just not qualified to hold this position. Yeah, they were not qualified for the position that you have. There was a lack of communication, and it was time. Anything they did, this is somebody who went silent treatment. This is somebody who used their words to beat you down. This is somebody who, they just is not a communicator, not an effective communicator. So there's a lot of ways that could fall out in a human experience. Yep. In business, you're going to be happy that you have attracted and aligned yourself with the people who actually want to take care of you in business, that you held standards for yourself, that you didn't negotiate just like Walmart don't negotiate. This is not a car dealership, baby. You want to go haggle on some pricing, go find you a car dealership, because we don't do that here. If you don't walk in Walmart and complain about their prices, and you don't walk in Louis Vuitton store and complain about their prices, notice the far difference, right? There's a price bracket for everyone. There is a price bracket for everyone. Pick yours. And if they're not in your price bracket, right? Then you don't have to take it. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to do it. No, no, I can't. I can't today. Nope, I can't do that. And in business, you do have to learn how to say no, right? If you're going to be successful in business, you're going to have to learn how to say no, because they'll take and take and take until you ain't got nothing left to give. And then, like I said, you don't want to end up having, in my case, because I can't help but talk about a nail salon, because I own a nail salon and I do nails all the time, right? But what if I use up all my nail product giving away, just giving it all away? There's nothing wrong with giving away, but I got to be wise in what I give away. And it's soul led. It's guided. It's spiritually guided. Not just because they keep walking up. As a matter of fact, we don't give away to the ones that keep coming and asking. We give away when God says. And that's it. So, what did you take from this lesson? Did you get, and if you understood vibrational dissonance, put it in the comments. Let me know. And what else did you take? Because synchronicities are happening. Learn to read the synchronicities of your life. You've had a vision. I had a vision of love, and it was all that you given to me. Listen, it can't be given to you if the space is taken. Keep that space open. But you got to know that it's worth it, right? Don't settle for less. Don't cut down your standards, and don't burn yourself up trying to entertain something that is nothing but vibrational dissonance. This is what I have for you. Until next time, sending you so much love and peace and happiness. Kamsahamnida. Gracias. Later, baby. That's all, folks. Hey, Janine, I see you, baby. And I'm out.